Hey folks, it's your man Sean with this month's episode of Ask AssetIntel, our monthly webcast where we bring in our team members who explain a little bit about their journey into AssetIntel, the tech innovations and the amazing solutions that we have for you, and our client relations. We also throw some little light about our work culture at AssetIntel. This month, we have our amazing customer success manager Kenny Tong with us, and he's going to be explaining how he has helped to bridge the gap between trust and technology. Well, that has definitely helped us a lot, and we now have 100% client retention rates. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk to Kenny. Hey guys, so we are here back with Kenny, our amazing customer success manager. Hey Kenny, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Sean?
It's all good, it's all good. Thank you so much for taking the time out to do the webcast with us.
Yeah, it's really happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. So we have a few questions that we want to jump in and get to know a little bit about you and your work which has been really impactful at AssetIntel. So all set, shall we start?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome, awesome. So first question that we have for you is about your journey. So we know that your journey at AssetIntel has been sincerely impactful. I mean, we have 100% client retention for us, but could you let us know a little bit about your journey before AssetIntel and how did you end up here?
Yeah. So right out of college, my first job is with Federal Highway Administration. So I have the opportunity to work with the bridge folks in Ohio DOT. And something we do annually is do a federal compliance review and basically do a quality assurance check on their bridge inspection data. So through this process, I became very familiar with using their bridge inspection management system. And also, I took a 3 to 4 months assignment in DC where I had the opportunity to work on the Federal Highway Bridge Portal. So I had a lot of exposure to bridge software. And during that process, I realized that there are a lot of improvements that could be made. And I see a lot of pain points that Ohio DOT has experienced throughout that process, and a lot could be improved on. So it just kind of slowly growing inside me. I was like, you know what, we can do better. We can do a lot better for the folks who are using the system every day and provide better software, better functionality. So that's kind of led me to here. And when Human reached out to me and provided me with the opportunity, I immediately jumped on it, and I've been here ever since, and been very happy and dealing with the customers, making them happy, make sure they had their needs met. So really grateful to have this to be in this position.
Awesome, awesome. That was great. Well, the next question that we have is about customer success management. So, I believe a lot of people have a lot of myths about it. So, could you just highlight a few misconceptions that people may have about customer success and anything that you want to debunk?
Yeah, I'm sure we've all been there when you have some issues and you want to reach out to the customer team, either through online or on the phone. You get this ringtone and you never reach anybody. You got to leave a voicemail, or you just have to email them, and then you don't hear back for days. And even when you hear back, nothing gets done. So I'm sure we all been through that frustrating process.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, and with AssetIntel, I want to make sure that people feel like they're heard. And anytime they have any issues, whether it's a suggestion, whether it's a bug, whether it's something they're really not happy about, I want them to be able to share willingly, and also that we're going to do something about it. That's the most important part, is that we're going to do something about it, and we're going to be very responsive. So
Right.
we don't care how they contact us. You can contact us through the phone. A lot of the inspectors and program managers have my cell phone number personally. They text me when they need something. They email me. We also have a ticketing system that we typically prefer that everyone uses, but it's okay if our clients don't use it. But any way that you reach out to us, we want to make sure that we respond within 24 hours. That's always kind of our golden rule. And when we hire people in for Asset Intel, we also want to make sure that they have very good domain knowledge. So, and if they don't, we also want to make sure they're trained in the domain, because we're in a very specific sector of transportation, bridge management. So it's not a typical software environment that you handle. It has a lot of engineering involved. So we want to make sure that when we have dealing with a client's issue, that our team understands exactly what's going on. And I am kind of the person that bridged the gap between the customers and the developers. So I want to emphasize that communication is the key in customer success, because it requires a lot of back and forth. We want to make sure that we schedule a meeting. If we don't understand the issue, we make sure we understand the requirements, and then with that given requirements, I would make sure that I would communicate with the team to get those things done. And I am also the person who fights for our customers' needs. So a lot of times is that we have our own priorities, but like, no guys, like this is critical. Our clients need this, and we make sure that we prioritize needs and get those things done in a very, very timely manner. So I think there's a lot to customer success. It's not just about answering tickets. It's really about a relationship, and we want to make sure that our clients feel like they can rely on us when they need something or something goes wrong.
Right, definitely. That is so true, Kenny. And I remember all those times. I've noticed a lot of times, like once we are on meetings and stuff, you and even Human to a certain extent, you're like, hey, we are getting a call or a message from the client, so we gotta go. So
Yeah,
that's definitely something that I would say makes our customers successful as well as us as well. And then at the same time, I think it also bridges the gap between trust and technology. I think that matters a lot, right? Once we are dealing with our clients.
yeah. Human and I have a lot of intense discussion sometimes on what should be done first, and and I have to be the person that push for the customer's needs. Otherwise, there's they feel like their needs get fallen to the backlog. So I don't want that to happen.
Definitely. We can see that, and I think we should point that out, that we are very agile with respect to when we deal with our clients, catering to their needs and asks, and even like I can remember those sprint meetings, like when we basically I've seen you fight for, like, let's say a feature or a ticket that has been raised by our client. So kudos, man. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, the next question that we have is regarding customers, their feedback and everything. So how do you deal with customer feedback? And when I say that, I specifically mean the tough ones, and how basically you, since I've seen that, how do you turn them around into opportunities of improvement for us?
Yeah, it can be tough sometimes, especially, you work really hard to provide a good service and good software, and someone on the user side have a negative feedback. But to me, I don't really take it personally. I see it as an opportunity to make us even better. So I really kind of look forward to those moments, because it really tell us like, oh, like there's some areas that we're not doing a good job in, and we can change that. And the funny thing is during those moments that we're able to provide and deliver, it actually makes our relationship with the clients even stronger. So I've seen that from time to time. Someone might not be very happy at the beginning, and then after those moments, and our relationship has never been better. So one thing we kind of have a model that if you suggest a features that would benefit everybody,
Yep. Yep.
We would go out of our way. Either we implement it for free because it would benefit everybody,
Yes.
or or if something that would benefit like a good chunk of the clients, we will even give it like a steep discount. You know what, let's do this for everybody because all these clients can benefit from it. Um, so this is very important for the relationship as well because they're paying for a licensing agreement every year,
Yep.
and part of that agreement is that we provide a good software and good service. So
Of
um,
course.
so we want to make sure that we take in those feedback, we listen carefully, and we find a solution. And another really important thing is when we implement a feature, we don't heavily customize something. We want to make it generic that it can be adopted to every client. So let's say Utah DOT want something very specific. We gonna look into that, even though it's gonna take us more time. We want to make sure is that how can we make it generic enough that when another client asks for it, they can also use the same thing. So
Right. Right.
that's always been our company philosophy when it comes to software, is that we don't want to make it so hard coded for everything that um, down the road we got to maintain those features become impossible, and we don't want a client to pay for kind of the same thing in a different environment. So yeah, so that's how we kind of treat the customer's feedback and how we help them making their lives easier by making improvements.
That's awesome. Actually, I feel that is a very important lesson for any SaaS company. Taking the client's needs first and kind of like the one for all for one approach. I think, to me, I feel like that's a very, very, a really great way of kind of like assisting the clients and kind of building us like a longer relationship.
Yeah, yeah. There's a good reason that this is something that I'm also very proud in, and not really trying to brag about it, but there's a good reason why that we have 100% retention
Yep.
in users, and while our competitors are with have states that transition over to different companies. So we're very proud of that on this metric, is that just shows us that our clients are happy, and they they trust us and they can rely on us, especially with this SMBI transition.
Yeah.
It is a lot of work
Yep.
for
Yep.
everybody, not just the our clients, but us as well, because we constantly want to stay ahead of the curve, anticipate their needs, and we're only halfway through it, and this whole transition is not going to be finished until 2028. So
Mhm.
we basically, it's a partnership. We work together to
Yes.
make sure that both sides are able to deliver, and because that's how you have a successful company. you know.
Yep.
So
Yep. So true. So true. Um, so the next question that we have is about the work culture, and we generally ask this to almost every guest on our webcast. So, uh, what do you basically love about AssetIntel? And when I say love, I mean what basically kind of motivates you and kind of pushes you for like bringing in better customer relations for AssetIntel. How do you describe the work culture, as a matter of fact?
yeah, the work culture is amazing. All of us work remotely, and yet we never felt more connected to each other. It's not easy when you work remote and to be able to have a relationship and have you know um, good working environment. And
Yep.
somehow Asset Intel's has been able to achieve that. And part of it is because everyone treat each other like we're one big happy family.
Yep. Yep.
And the the one thing that I really cherish is that we meet every Friday, you know,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's in the US or with with the teams in India. We don't really do work. We more like just get to know each other. The social Friday has been so important to get to know each other, play some games. Some folks are doing a really good job organizing and having different, what do you call it? Like showing her childhood photos,
Yeah.
having like a
Fun
white
activities.
Christmas, Secret Santa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
secret
So
Santa.
yeah, so it's just fun, and this past Christmas, it is mind blowing to see how creative some of the folks are in with their gifts. Everything is like engraved, and everybody is know each other so well. The gift is so thoughtful. So
Yeah.
that just shows like how close knit we are, and we're getting bigger, and yet we still feel like it's a we're one family. So that's what we really enjoy about working at Asset Intel.
So true. That is so true. Amazing. Well, Kenny, let's talk a little bit about you. So, I mean, a lot about customer success and the success at Asset Intel. But like outside of work, I mean, what kind of like motivates you? What's your hobby, and how do you kind of like spend your time, as a matter of fact?
Yeah, so I spend a lot of time at home. Obviously, we all work remotely, and I spend a lot of
Yeah.
time making our clients happy. So typically, the last thing I want to do is spend more time at home. So I want to be outside as
Yeah.
much as possible. So one sport I picked up over a year ago is pickleball. So it's growing really fast in the United States, and it's uh, that they built pickleball ball courts like all over in the city. So I've found one that's about 5 minutes from where I live. So when the weather is warm, I would go out there. And the nice thing about the sport is that you don't need to find people to play. In most sports that you have to,
Yeah.
have four people, two people to play something. But pickleball is just so easy that you just show up, and then
Somebody's
you
there.
you put your paddle in, and then you can play with just about anybody. So I love that concept, and it's my outlet and stress relief. And I'm getting pretty decent at it, so I want to keep getting better and better. So that's something I do about 3-4 times a week. And also, when the weather is warmer, I like to go fishing. So it's just my way of disconnect from work and from the computer, and then just kind of surround myself in nature, and just kind of have that peace and harmony.
Awesome, awesome. So that was great to know. I knew about the pickleball, but I did not know about the fishing. So
Yeah,
that was something new. Great, man. That was great to know. Awesome. Yep.
yeah.
So we had 5 questions in line for you. We are through them. So I would say that that's generally like a short session of the webcast right now. What we can do is, if we have more questions, we can basically have Kenny once again, and he can answer more questions for us. Till then, this webcast is sorted. So thank you so much, Kenny, for your time. Thank you so much. I know you have a very busy schedule, so thank you so much for taking the time out and giving us the time for the webcast. So thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, guys, that was it for this month's episode of Ask AssetIntel. Thank you so much to Kenny, and thanks to you for staying tuned in till the end of the video. Remember that the SNBI transition deadline is nearing soon. We have SleepyX just for you. Check out the playlist right here. Also, if you want to check out the other episodes of Ask AssetIntel, please go ahead and check out the playlist that's going to be right here. Well, thank you so much for staying tuned in, and as always, subscribe.